please.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow.
Right.
And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day. Hey y'all, it's Jacquelyn Doggette, and welcome to Actor Chat, where we sit down with actors. Okay, I'm ready. Hey y'all, it's Jacquelyn Doggette. Welcome back to Actor Chat. I don't want to say welcome back.
You got it.
I got it. I know my lines and I'm a good actor. Okay. Okay. This is a casual conversation and everything's fine. Hey y'all, it's Jacquelyn Doggette. Welcome to Actor Chat, where we sit down with actors and people in actor-adjacent careers to find out what the entertainment industry is really like. Today we're sitting down with Jamal Henderson, actor, model, content creator, producer, writer, poet.
Kind of.
He's so many things. I met you 4 years ago?
4.5.
4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Split the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
And meeting you, I knew two things.
Okay.
I knew that you were an actor because we met at an acting studio. And I also knew that you were a model. What came first, acting or modeling?
Modeling.
Modeling.
Yeah.
Like how long, when did you start modeling?
Almost 10 years now.
Okay, how did you get into it?
The bug that got planted about modeling
Okay.
happened in high school. The summer before my senior year of high school, and actually no, it was the summer before my junior year of high school. And it was like one of the, I grew up in Bridgeport, West Virginia, and it was like one of those really small cities that's kind of like a suburb. And so in our mall, they had like those little, back to school fashion shows.
You were not discovered in a mall.
Not necessarily, no. But, so they have like those little traveling model searches where they only look for women.
Okay.
Well, me and one of my teammates, we just happened to be in the mall. And so we were just walking in the mall and we saw the sign up thing. He's like, I'll do it if you do it with me. I was like, okay. So we ended up walking this little catwalk and you're supposed to just model your clothes. And so
like whatever you were wearing, you just show up.
I had like this jacket and so I like took it off and I just took it over my shoulder and I walked down and I smiled and then I walked away and it was fun. It was like some groups and random hollers. It was like, hell, this was kind of cool. Yeah. And so I didn't think anything about it, but then at the end of the summer, like the mall calls my house and was like, hey, I'm looking for Jamal Henderson.
Stop.
You did like this model search about earlier this summer. I was like,
I thought that was a myth. Like being discovered in a mall.
Well, I mean, again, technically it really wasn't discovered. It's just like, hey, we saw that you might like to do this. So it was like, we're having a back to school fashion show. Would you like to come and model for one of the stores in the mall? I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. I'm not doing anything. And so I showed up and modeled for American Eagle, the store in the malls. Okay. So I showed up there. They already had the outfits for me. The dressing room was like, yeah, okay, cool. Went out there and did the same thing basically in their clothes. So at the end of it, I finished. I was like, okay, so they went, yeah, so you can have 75% off or anything in the store if you want. If not, it's good. I was like, wait, that's it?
Thank you so much.
That's it? Oh, and I can get a discount? What is this modeling thing? Is this okay? Well, let's look into it. So after that, I started looking into it. Didn't do anything because again, I was in Bridgeport, West Virginia. So I forgot about it. It was just a nice little fun thing. Got to college. It was the second year I started running track, and randomly, the cheerleading coach was walking. I was like leaving practice one time, and the cheerleading coach was walking by, and he stopped me. He was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about modeling?" I was like, "Random that you ask. Yes, I have." He's like, "Well, stop by my office. Let's talk." I was like, okay. Okay. And so stopped by his office, and my girlfriend was also modeling at the agency that I ended up signing with at the time. And I was like, hey, can you come with me? Because I don't know this person. And he was like, stop by my office.
Safety
I don't
first.
know what's going on.
Stop by my office. You could be a model.
I've heard stories. I just want you to be there with me just in case. So she came and he was like legit just giving me information about it and like an introductory to the modeling world. Basically what he's seen male models go through and things like that. And so, I still talk to him today, kind of like a mentor, coach.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was that, and then my girlfriend who was at the agency, her agency ended up having a cocktail party. Yeah, I went to the cocktail party and met the agency owner, and it was like, yeah, her boyfriend, interested in modeling. He's like, yeah, I like your look. You should stop by the agency tomorrow and we talk. So okay, so I stopped by the next day and we talked. And we said, yeah, I really like your look. We just gotta get you some new picture stuff, but I would love to sign you. And I said, oh, okay.
All right.
And he gave me a contract and then started signing. I signed it then, and that began the journey.
How did all of that lead to acting?
2 years later, I ended up booking my first commercial role, which was that's when the show Nashville was like popular.
I used to watch Nashville.
So not the first season, but in between the first and second season.
Okay.
Samsung, they did like a promo with Samsung and the show Nashville, and so I got cast to that, and I was Gunner's band member. That was my first time being on a set, like an acting set, not a modeling set. So after that, I went and started researching acting classes in Nashville, and it was only really like two. There's not a lot of classes. So after that, after taking the class, that ended up like, okay, yeah, I really enjoy this. This is really kind of fun, and I want to figure out a way to follow up with this.
So you've never done like high school drama, like
I did, which is probably another looking back on it, it's like, oh, maybe I've always kind of, because I did take a theater class it was in high school.
You didn't think much of it.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm in West Virginia. Where am I gonna go? But it's funny because looking back, you have these moments in your life that you remember. Say, oh yeah, oh that brought it back around. Maybe I should just be on this path right here.
What did you move to LA for?
Modeling is what brought me out here.
Okay.
So that summer, I was like, you know what? Let me start taking more control, because I was modeling, but there's not really much of a market for black. Male, dark-skinned black models in that in that market. Okay. There's very, very seldom and very few jobs I was getting. All of this was just like a side gig. That modeling was just a side gig.
What else were you doing?
I was in school for engineering, so that was the track that I was there.
Okay.
For. That was everything else is just let me just get some.
This is some side money.
This is side money to help pay for some stuff, random things while I'm in school.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. It's like okay. But that summer, I ended up, I was like, okay, well, let me just get some more images and things like that. Because after acting class, he was like, images get you into things. I was like, okay, well, let me apply that to modeling. Let me set up a good photo shoot to get some better images and see if I can get cast in get some better jobs. So I did a photo shoot and sent it to my agents. They were like, really liked them. They updated my book with that. And then they was each year they would have these scouts meetings. So they have a bunch of different agents from different agencies come into town and check out the models, so they can see about placements in different markets and things like that.
Got it.
And so after I did that, they never had me on come in for their placements like that. But after I took the pictures and
it was your new pictures.
They brought me in for one of them. I was like, oh snap, that's okay. So then they brought me in, and the only agency that was interested was the LA agency. So I meet this dude from Next LA, and he's like, yeah, I really like your look. I think you could do good out if you ever come out to LA. Just I'm just gonna take your pictures and stuff, your information back to the team, and just keep in touch. And if you ever come out to LA, look us up. I was like, okay, cool. I'm about to graduate. I haven't heard anything back for any internships or nothing like that, or any job offers. Mm-hmm. I had a job offer to stay in Nashville, but I was not tired of actually Nashville. I was just ready to move on from Nashville as far as where I was at in my life. And I was like, I love Nashville, but I feel like this is a settled down place. And I'm not ready to settle down here for the next 10 years. And so I was like, you know what, let me just use this, let me do a graduation present to myself and just go out to LA. Okay. And so told me, hey, I'm gonna go out to LA for a week and visit or a month or something like that and see. Okay, cool, let them know. So fast forward to graduation, I finished, and then I booked my flight out to LA. I get to LA, they already said, I was like, okay, yeah, they're gonna pick you up from the airport and y'all can go talk and things. I was like, okay, cool. I get to there, Alexis comes out and greets me, like, hey, Jamal, good to see you. Well, let's take you around, show you the team. Started showing me the different departments.
It's like a meet and greet.
Yeah, it's like a meet and see what happens.
Yeah. Whatever.
So I couldn't, and then presented me with a contract. I was like, okay.
Oh.
And then come to find out that the dude who I thought was just a scout, he's the freaking director of the agency. And so I'm like, bro, you had this whole say-so this entire time.
The whole time. He's like, I gotta talk to the higher-ups.
You're the main person that would say yay or nay.
You the boss.
So that was that. I was like, okay. So they offered me a charge. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I guess I'm signing with you guys now.
Okay.
So
did you mention that you didn't live in LA at this point?
Yeah, no, they knew.
Okay.
Yeah, they knew I was out there to visit, and like so. But again, I had no plans. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna stay out here for the summer now because I was just coming out here for like a couple of weeks. So I ended up a couple of weeks to stay and just stay for the whole summer. It's like because they were like, could you stay for the summer? I was like, well, I don't have any plans, so yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, they have them. So they put me up in the mono apartment, and I stayed out for the summer. Made my official move in February of 2014. But yeah, modeling is what brought me to LA.
So at what point did you decide to fully focus on an entertainment career?
It was after my first year here. In grad school, I was working. I was doing intern. I was in grad school for free on an assistantship.
Okay.
So with a company, outside company, so I was doing research for them. It was basically, but
okay,
so I was doing research for them, but getting paid by the school. So I had let go of the internship, and literally within like the week, I was also using these staffing companies, like headhunters for other firms and things like that. Mm-hmm. And so literally within the week, I had them call me. It's like, yeah, so we have this structural engineering firm that's moving and that's opening. They're based out of Oregon and they're opening a branch in LA. He's like, yeah, so would you like to do the interview? I was like, okay. This is where that's when the moment started swaying. I was like, oh man, wait.
It's like you have to evaluate what's really important to you at that point.
And that's really what I said. And I was like, okay, this would be great money.
So you were already thinking about how it would affect your entertainment career. Yeah. You were thinking of, because I was like, I won't be able to do no castings. I won't be able to do none of the stuff. I was like, okay. I was like, you know what, Jamal? This sounds really good, but you did not come out here for engineering. If you wanted to be an engineer, you could have easily taken a job in Nashville. Do you feel more fulfillment in one area of your career than the other? Or do they kind of go hand in hand in terms of fulfillment? Because I also know that you are a creator. Mm. You like to create your own content, some of which is acting based. Mm. You just released a short that you did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That I was in. But you do poetry, like spoken word, and you stay in a creative zone. How have you gotten into so many different? I mean, it's kind of all based around the same thing, but it's just leading to different places. Okay. Because poetry, I mean, I've always written. Even when I was a kid, I wrote. Like I remember writing a book for my mom. Like I still have that vivid memory. Oh my goodness. Of writing like a small. No, well, let's not get crazy. It was like I'm talking about crayon. I'm talking about like a child infant. I'm talking about like it had like 3 chapters. It was now like children a paragraph. Are motivated to make a book. Like however it's formatted. Like it was like 3 paragraphs. It was like something like that. Just like I stapled the pages. Like I just remember that very vivid image. But I was like, huh. As an artist, like as an actor, maybe there are some, everyone is different, but I've never felt just like I can only be an actor and I only have these blinders for acting and it's the only thing that brings me joy. Like part of what brings the life and joy and sustainability of that life and joy in acting is enjoying art. Like finding pleasure in some creative outlet, period. But I think also sometimes that is because people don't know how to express. They just generalize acting into one thing. Okay. But it can be a part of everything. Interesting. Like if you want to say,
like a lot of people, Denzel says he only does like there's only acting. But what does he do? He directs, he produces.
Right.
He writes. Like there's
right.
there's different branches of just acting. Acting is in itself is a generalized statement.
That is a different perspective than I had listening to people answer that question.
And that's why I say, well, like, even though those so many things, they all branch from like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
well,
they all
it's
branch
true.
from art.
Like you've made a spoken word into a concept video.
Mm-hmm.
You've like it all circles back.
And then I started back writing for poetry from acting class.
That is
like,
true.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna write now. I'm gonna get back to writing because this is a creative outlet.
What has been the most difficult part about creating your own content?
Finishing.
Tell me more.
Because when do you really like finish? Like if you create, like just think about it this way: if you're creating something that is in your head and you're putting it into a physical realm.
Right.
When is the cutoff point?
Okay.
If your head is constantly thinking, if you're constantly creating, when do you cut it off?
Well, then in that case, are you ever satisfied with the end product when you have decided, okay, I'm going to stop now?
There's levels of satisfaction though.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like the short. I was like, okay, for what we went through and what it is, okay, this is it. I would really like to tweak. There's a whole bunch of stuff I would still love to fix, and I feel like, oh man, I would really like to change this. But you know what? No, I gotta let it go. It was like this point. So it's like, it's finished for what I felt like it needed to do.
Okay. All right. Like it's lived out its journey. This is how this journey went,
mm-hmm.
and on to the next.
And like a lot of my poems, they're not really finished. They just, I have to write stream of conscious, so I just write until like I run out of things that flow, and then I was like, okay, I guess that's the end of that flow. Then I look back at it, and then I write something completely different on a completely other day without even looking at it, and I'll read them back to back. It's like, oh, actually, this finishes off that, so I guess that connects.
Well, that is something I've always admired about you. I don't know if I've told you, but you continue to create, and I know that you continue to create because you do put it out there and you do let it go. Because some people will like create or like have ideas and there's a lot going on, but the letting go point isn't there. So there aren't a lot of finished things. So I can relate to that. The hardest part.
The hardest part is finishing.
You know that I realized that I wanted a YouTube channel for 10 years. Like I went through some old hard drives and I saw that I've consistently written that the things I want to do with my life, I want to act, dance, have a YouTube channel, and travel the world. I put that down for 10 years and only have acted on 1 or 2 of those things, and not for 10 years.
So what stopped you from having a YouTube channel?
I don't know. I think I just got caught up in the survival part of what's going on. I'm like, okay, I don't have time. I think that's the biggest thing. Like I tricked myself for a long time thinking that I did not have the time to do creative projects. How have you avoided that trap?
Oh, I haven't avoided it.
You put out so much content.
That don't mean I just avoided it. I've just had pockets of time where I was like, you know what? I'm putting it out now. Okay, we're doing it. Or it just, it's not necessarily avoiding, it's just, I've opened to like the relationships that ends up allowing it to happen.
So what are you working on now? Like what is the next thing for you?
In no particular order.
Okay.
I'm working on a poetry book.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it's probably going to be a volume of 3, so maybe 3 poetry books.
Trilogy, yes.
Second season of co-producing this horror web series called Macabre.
Yes.
With my friend.
Yes.
And my next short / actually it's going to be a feature, but it might be a novel. So the more I write, the more it's turning into a novel. But I'm still going to
which novels can be adapted into features.
Exactly. That's the reason why I was like, oh man. And in the world, I keep thinking about the world. I'm like, man, this. Okay, actually, no, I don't think I might turn into a novel. But let me keep going.
Just let it take you where it's going.
But it's seeming like this is going to turn into a book. This is going to turn into a book. This is a lot. I'm thinking three movies right here, but we're gonna see. But yeah, so those are the three major things that I'm working on right now.
I like it. So what advice would you give to someone who's multi-passionate like yourself? Like, what advice would you give to them on being successful? Because a lot of people will tell multi-passionate people you have to focus on one thing at a time. And that has not been your story, and I believe your story is going well.
You should focus on one thing. It's hard. Like I feel like I've spent so much energy on trying to focus on one thing that it takes away from the energy that I could put into multiple things.
That's funny.
So I would say ignore that if you feel like you can focus on multiple things, but have a plan for the multiple things. Okay. Which is what I'm working on doing. It's like, I'm getting better at timelines and things like that. So giving myself amount of time to focus on, these are three. I have a lot of goals, but let me focus on three.
Yes. I've been doing the rule of three.
Let me just focus on three. Yes. And then put anything outside of that three, push that out there, but only have the least. But so I would say, instead, my focus on one thing is focus on three things instead. Like
you, I think of a lot of things. I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, my boyfriend and my best friend both told me a different, they had come to Jesus moments with me separately. You are stressing yourself out and you're not getting anything done. You get to do three things.
Yep.
And that rule of, those three things, it's been so helpful. I feel like I'm getting so much more done. It's not that I'm not focusing. Mm-hmm. It's more like I'm now focusing on a direction instead of many directions.
That is definitely the hard part, that balance and that act. Yeah. But it's once you find that sweet spot, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, in closing, where can people find you, your social information?
Okay.
And then, is there anything you want people to go watch, go see, stuff you're doing you want people to know about? Tell the world.
Oh, right. Well, I do have a website that houses basically everything that is going on. It's just www.jamalhenderson.com.
Henderson spelled like that.
Exactly like that. My Instagram is Jamal RHEN, same as Twitter. But again, all of those you can find on my website. That's the easiest way to find. I have most of my projects are on there. Yeah, that's just kind of like the hub. So JamalHenderson.com.
So check out the hub
and Instagram.
JamalHenderson.com and all his social needs. Why am I saying social needs?
I don't know. Why are you saying
Phoebe Robinson is why. But no, seriously, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for
this has been delightful. And I wish you all the best in all of your pursuits.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And sing!